Assalamu alaikum students. I welcome you all into English online class. Today we are going to discuss a grammar topic. Lastly, we discussed the grammar topic phrases, and today our topic is clause. So students, now let's move on to the next slide to understand this new concept in grammar. So today the topic is clause, as you can see on the screen. Students, before coming to the description of this concept clause, you tell me that what is the unit smallest thing in English? What you can feel, what you can see, or what you can say about it. What is the smallest possible thing, unit thing that you can find out in English, in language? What is that? Can anyone tell me? Tell me in the chat. Write in the chat because I have muted you all people. So you can write in the chat. Okay. Musab, yes. Yes, what Musab has written? Alphabets. Very good. Very good. So the smallest thing in language is alphabet. Okay. So the smallest thing in language is English language. Right now we are discussing English. So we will say in English language, the smallest thing is letter or alphabet. Okay. So what is a little bit higher or bigger than alphabet? Can anyone tell me? Okay. Amna, yes, you write. Okay. What Bilal has written. What is bigger than letter? Very good. Yes, Bilal has written word. That's good. You can see on the screen also. So a thing which is bigger than alphabet is word. And what is next level of word? What is next level of word? What comes after word? Yes. What Huzaifa is saying? Sentence? No. There is something else. You have already studied in the previous class, previous session. What was that? Yes, Hamna. Very good. Hamna is written correctly. Excellent. She has written phrase. Yes. So the thing that comes after word is a group of a small group of word or a pair of word which is called phrase, and we studied in the previous lesson that small group of words that do not give clear meaning are phrases. Okay, and we studied very well that they are present, phrases are present in a sentence. These are small group of words or a pair of group which do not give complete meaning. Students, I told you in previous session also that you can break a sentence from anywhere, either from the start or in the middle or from the end. So whatever the group of words that you are going to break from any place in a sentence, that phrase will be named as such. Okay, if you break the phrase from the verb side, then that phrase will be called verbal phrase. And when you break the phrase from the start of the sentence, then it is called noun phrase. Okay, a noun phrase or adjective phrase. And when you break the group of words and take out group of words from a sentence from the last part of the sentence, then that is what? Again, what that is? That is either adverbial phrase or what you can say, prepositional phrase, whatever that thing is. Okay, according to the situation. Then what comes after phrase? I want to give you a hint that today's lesson is about that. Yes, now you are right. So Ali has given me correct answer. So the next level of phrase is clause. Clause is, students, clause is also a group of words. As you can see, clause is also a group of words, but it is a bigger group of words, not like phrase, not like phrase. Phrase is a small, very small group of words or just a pair of words, but a clause is a large group of words that give some clear meaning. clause always give some clear meaning. It gives meaning like a sentence. Okay, it is like a sentence. Another name for clause would be a simple sentence. Now I'm giving you here. Okay, next move on to the new slide, and we will discuss elaborately in a more detailed way what clause is. So students, in front of you, description of clauses is given, which is all these points are the definition of clauses. The first is, it is a group of words which give some clear meaning. Whenever you have a clause in a sentence, clauses are also present in a sentence. Let me tell you one thing very clearly. Clauses are also present in big sentences. Okay, so a group of words which give some clear meaning, then they are called clauses, which is its definition. And secondly, they can also be called as simple sentence, as I told you before. Clauses can also be called as simple sentences, okay? But these simple sentences or clauses must be present in the big sentence or a large sentence, compound sentence or a complex sentence, okay? So coming to the next slide, another point about clauses is they are part of a big sentence. That is what I am repeating to you students. They are part of a big sentence. Clauses are always found in large sentences, okay? There can be more than one clause, more than one simple sentence in a large sentence. They are always joined by conjunctions. Okay, students? Another important feature or characteristic of clauses is that these simple sentences or these clauses are joined together by conjunctions, linking words. What are conjunctions? Conjunctions are linking words. Okay, students, what are conjunctions? Conjunctions are linking words. For example, can anyone tell me what are conjunctions? Can anyone tell me? Okay, students, tell me. Yes, Maz, you tell me. What is conjunction? Yes, and anything else? But very good, Zohaib. So, that, very good. After, if, nice, very nice. Or, that's very nice. You people are giving me good examples of conjunctions, students. So conjunctions are linking words or they are gluing words which glue together two things. See, in language also we can find glue, and that is conjunctions. These are linking words. They link the two clauses together. Although conjunctions also do some other functions also, but right now we are studying clauses. So clauses are also joined by conjunctions. Okay, students? Now coming to the next slide. Now we will discuss the structure of clauses, which is very important. Structure of clauses is very important, students. So what does the structure of clause consist? A clause, as you can see on the screen, a clause must consisted of a subject plus verb. These two things must be present to form a clause. What should be present in the clause? A clause contains a subject and verb. What is a subject? Can anyone tell me what is a subject? Students, tell me what is a subject. Ammar, you tell me. Yes, write in the chat. Because I have muted you people. Write in the chat. What is subject? What is subject? He is not giving me answer. Alicia, you tell me what is subject? Okay. Who is going to give me answer? What is subject? Students, that's very easy. You have read this before. What is subject? Yes, Amna? Very good. Amna has given me correct answer. A subject is a noun or a pronoun. Okay. A subject is a noun or pronoun which is present at the start of a sentence. Okay. So subject is either a noun or a pronoun. It is a noun. Consider it as noun or pronoun. So subject, noun or pronoun plus verb. These two things must be present in clause. Do you get my point, students? Structure is very simple. The structure of clause is very simple. What is present in a clause? A subject, which is noun or pronoun, and verb, the action that noun or pronoun is doing. Okay, these two things make up clause. Okay, students, so we have read the structure of clause also. So coming to the next slide. Now, students, there is another very important thing that I want to discuss with you, and that is types of clauses. Students, there are two types of clauses in a sentence. These two types of clauses are together present in a large sentence. You will find both these two types of clauses in a large sentence at the same time. Okay, so there are two types of clauses and both these types are present in a large sentence. Okay, so what these types are? Number one type is independent clause. Number one type of clause is called independent clause, which is also called main clause, Independent, as you can see, its name is independent, which means it can exist on its own. It is not dependent. This type of simple sentence or clause is not dependent on any other clause or any other simple sentence. So it can exist independently. That's why it is called main clause or independent clause. Okay. Okay. So another thing that I want to tell you about independent clause is that independent clause independent clauses after independent clause lies the dependent clauses. Okay, independent clause are always the leading group of words. So the second type of clauses is dependent type. This dependent clause is always dependent on independent clause. Okay, dependent clause cannot exist independently, cannot exist alone. There must be some independent clause with it on which it is depending. That's why it is called dependent clause. Another name for dependent clause is subordinate clause. Okay, subordinate means something that is smaller, lower in level. Okay, so there are two clauses which we have read, and these two clauses are present in the large sentence at the same time. One is independent clause or main clause, and the second is dependent clause or subordinate clause. Okay, students, now let's move on to the next slide. So here are some examples of clauses from which you are going to have a clear picture of what clauses are in a sentence. How can we detect them? See here, example number one. I told you before that boy is my brother. I told you before that boy is my brother. Now look here. There are two clauses in this sentence. First clause is before this yellow word that. Before this yellow word that is one clause. I told you before. I told you before. So this is the main clause or the independent clause, students. Do you understand that? And then after that is the dependent clause. Dependent clause. It is starting with that. That is the conjunction. It is joining these two clauses, independent clause and the dependent clause. Okay. Okay, students, that conjunction is joining the independent clause at the start with the dependent clause at the end of this large sentence. That boy is my brother is the dependent clause. Okay, and the sentence or simple word or clause at the start of this big sentence is independent clause. Now look at the second example. When his father called, Umar entered the room. When his father called, this is one clause till called. When his father called, Umar entered the room. Umar entered the room. So where is the independent clause? Main clause. Where is the main clause? Yes, can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me where is the main clause? When his father called, this is one clause, And the second clause in this big sentence is Umar entered the room, which is the main clause or independent clause here. Okay, tell me, anybody tell me. G Fatma, you tell me. Yes, very good. Excellent. Excellent, Fatma. Fatma is always an attentive girl. I like her answers. And she is saying that Umar entered the room. The second part, the second clause, the second simple sentence is the main sentence, main clause, or is the independent clause. Umar entered the room. And from where in dependent clause is starting, from where there is conjunction, you can see yellow conjunction is there. From there is the dependent clause starting. Dependent, another sign of dependent clause in a sentence is that it always starts with a conjunction. When his father called. So this is independent clause. Why? Because it is starting with conjunction firstly, and secondly, this when his father called is dependent on this second part of the sentence, the independent clause. Okay, it is dependent. The first part of the big sentence, dependent clause, is dependent on the second part, which is independent clause or main clause. Okay, now you have students, you have understood very well that what clauses are. Okay, they are large group of words which are present in a sentence. There can be more than one clause in a big sentence. Okay, and they are all these clauses in a sentence are joined together by conjunctions, as you can see over here on this screen also. That is the conjunction which is joining these two clauses, and when is the conjunction which is joining these two sentences, two simple sentences. Okay, two clauses. So coming towards the next slide. So we have an activity. I have an activity for you people, and it is very fun activity. Let's go and do it. What does the activity, what you have to do in the activity is that identify independent clauses in the given sentences. The activity is very simple. All you have to do is to find out independent clauses from these sentences. Okay, there are two clauses present in each sentence, but you have to find out, you have to identify or underline or identify, highlight independent clause. Okay, read the first sentence. The doctor was worried that Hamid was putting on too much weight. The doctor was worried that Hamid was putting on too much weight. Who's going to tell me? Okay, so who's going to tell me? Yes, Ali? Where is independent clause? Where is independent clause in this big sentence? Okay, tell me. Where is it? Yes, Ali? Very good. Excellent. Excellent. The first part of this sentence is the independent clause. See here. Oh, sorry. ये गलत highlight हो गया. Question में students wait. Let's change it for you. What you have to do is, look here. Let's change it like this. Okay, students, see here. Now I've changed the question for you. I did identify dependent clauses in the given sentences. Now you have to find the dependent clauses. And I've given you the sign. How can you detect dependent clauses? Okay, subordinate clauses. So in the first line, where is the subordinate clause? Who will tell me? Yes. Hamna, okay. Hamna, you tell me. Yes, where is the dependent clause in this big sentence? Okay, tell me. Yes. Very good, very good. From that is the conjunction over here. From that is the dependent clause starting. See, that Hamid had put on too much weight. That Hamid had put on too much weight. This is the student's dependent clause. Why? Because it is starting with conjunction that. It is starting with conjunction that. Do you understand that? See, it is starting with conjunction that. That's why this whole clause is subordinate clause or dependent clause. Okay, students? So there was mistake in the question and we have corrected that. Okay, coming to the next sentence, students. They have decided to sell the house because it needed maintenance. They have decided to sell the house because it needed maintenance. Okay, Umme Roman. Umme Roman is going to tell me now. Umme Roman is going to tell me now. Yes. Where is dependent clause, subordinate clause or lower clause? Kahan pe? Where it is? Very good. Excellent. Because it needed maintenance. Because it needed maintenance. Because it needed maintenance is the subordinate clause or dependent clause. Why? Because it is starting with conjunction because. Very good. Now you people have stood very well. Okay, now coming to the third sentence, though he got hurt. See again. Though he got hurt, he got top position in the relay race. Though he got hurt, he got top position in the relay race. So where is the dependent clause? Okay, Usman. Usman is going to tell me. This time Usman is going to tell me and nobody else. Yes, Usman, write it in the chat quickly. Write it in the chat. The first part or the second part? Which part is the dependent clause? Very good. Nice. Very nice, Usman. He is saying, though he got hurt, though he won. Okay, so it doesn't matter. I've written one here. Though he won, he got top position in the relay race. Okay, so though he won is the dependent clause. Why? Why though he won is dependent clause, students? Because this clause, it's a small clause, but it is starting with conjunction though. Though is conjunction. Very good, Usman. Very nice. He has deducted the conjunction which is present at the start of this big sentence, and that is though. Though he won, this is dependent clause, and the next part, next clause is the independent clause. Okay, students? Now coming to the last fourth line, and what does it say? After they talk to each other, I'm reading the fourth sentence for you. After you also read. After they talk to each other, they realize their mistake. After they talk to each other, they realize their mistake. Okay, where is the dependent clause? Where is the dependent clause? See, both the clauses, they are present in front of you in this big sentence. Detect them. Where is dependent clause, students? Okay, who's going to tell me? Yes? Yes, tell me, Abdullah. After they talk to each other, they realize their mistake. Where is dependent clause, subordinate clause? Kahan pe? Yes, Abdullah, what you have written? The second part, they realize their mistake. No. Where is conjunction over here? Can anyone find conjunction in this second part of this big sentence in fourth line? Where is the conjunction? There is no conjunction here. So it means this is not dependent clause. Where is the conjunction? Who's going to tell me where is the conjunction by which we are going to detect the dependent clause? Come on, tell me. Yes, Aisha. After. Excellent. So what Aisha is saying that after, which is present at the start of the sentence, this big sentence, after is the conjunction. So students, the first part of the sentence is the dependent clause or the small sentence after they talk to each other. Why? Because after is conjunction. Okay, students, after is conjunction here. That's why whatever sentence, simple sentence coming after conjunction is dependent clause. Okay, students? Do you get my point? Abdullah, do you get my point? First, you have to find conjunction. only then you can find the dependent clause, because dependent clause is always connected with the conjunction. It comes after conjunction. So in the fourth line, where was the conjunction? After was the conjunction. See, after is at the start of the sentence. So after was the conjunction, and after this conjunction is the line following of dependent clause. Do you get my point? So you have deducted now where is dependent clause, and the second part is the student's independent clause. It is the main clause. The main clause here in fourth sentence and in third sentence is at the end of the sentence. The main clause is present at the end of the sentence. And main clause or the independent clause does not have conjunction in it. Remember this thing. Okay, let's move on, students. Now let's recap what we have learned, what we have studied today. Okay, students, we studied clauses. What we studied? We studied clauses. And what was the definition of the clause? The definition of the clause was, it is a large group of words. First point is saying, it is a large group of words that give clear meaning in a sentence. Remember, these large group of words are present in a sentence. Only then they are called clause. Okay. Secondly, second point about this clause is they are joined by conjunctions. Another important feature of clause is that these clauses are always joined by conjunctions, linking words. And there is a long list of conjunctions. Some of you have already read about these conjunctions, okay, in previous classes. So you very well know what are conjunctions. They are joining words or linking words, okay. So clauses are also joined by conjunctions. Independent clause and dependent clause are always joined by conjunctions. So the third point says about structure. What is the structure of the conjunction? The structure of the conjunction is subject plus verb. It's a very simple structure, students. And the structure says that subject and verb must be present in a clause. Only then it will be a clause. Otherwise, we cannot say that it is a clause. And I've explained to you earlier also that subject is a noun or a pronoun. And in the last point, we are going to study again, recap again, that what are the types of clauses? Can anyone tell me what are the types of clauses, students? G, what are the types of clauses? G Javeria, you tell me. G, very good. Independent clause and dependent clause. Another name for independent clause is main clause, and another name for dependent clause is what? Subordinate clause. Very good, Bilal. Correct, you have written correctly. So students, now there must be a homework after this new concept, beautiful new concept that we have just read, and the whole homework will be now very simplified for you, because it is an exercise on page 19, exercise 2, page 19 in book that you have to do in your note copy. And what you have to do, you have to underline independent clause in that exercise. It will be a very interesting exercise for you, and you will love to do it, because now you have been explained very well what a clause is. Okay, that's it, students. So we end our session over here. Inshallah, we are going to meet again in the next class, and in the next class we are going to start the new unit, and that is unit 2, and we are going to read the new poem, and that is the newcomer. Okay, so we will not be newcomer, actually. This is a name of the poem that I'm telling you, and it is very interesting poem, and we will join again, same place, same timing, for the next session to be held. Okay, students? Allah Hafiz.